Steph getting MVP, well deserved. But sharing the floor with those guys was special, man. You got champions, you got guys that are all world everything, and we've done a lot for this league and culturally.
I mean, he won a lot of things here, and his support, especially, he has his feeling, and I think I hope I can do something like that in Denver.
It's just so easy to play with Steph. Like he doesn't demand the ball. He doesn't have a demanding personality. He just plays within the flow of the game, and those are the type of players it's easy to play with.
Let the All-Star MVP on this floor go to Steph Curry.
Stephen Curry has done it again. The 2025 NBA All-Star Game MVP, the man who changed basketball forever, is still proving why he's one of the greatest. But what makes this win even crazier? Nikola Jokic just said he wants to be like Steph Curry. Even Stephen A. Smith had something to say. Today, we break it all down. Curry's MVP performance, the reactions from NBA stars, his struggles, his impact on the game, and what's next for the greatest shooter of all time. All right, let's break down just how dominant Steph Curry was in the 2025 NBA All-Star Game. The format was different this year, featuring a 4-team tournament instead of the traditional East versus West matchup. But one thing stayed the same: when the lights shine brightest, Steph Curry delivers. Curry's first game performance dropped 8 points in a fast-paced matchup. Hit 2 deep three-pointers, one from the logo, sending the crowd into a frenzy. Pulled down 4 rebounds, showing his underrated hustle on the boards. Recorded 2 steals, proving he can still be disruptive on defense. Team Shaq's OGs won comfortably, advancing to the final round. That first game was just a warm-up. You could see it, Steph was locked in. But it was the final round where he really put the MVP stamp on this performance. Clutch performance in the finals. Curry turned it up in the championship game. Dropped 12 points, leading all scorers. Hit 4 three-pointers, including a step-back dagger that sealed the win. Grabbed 6 rebounds, showing his ability to contribute beyond scoring. Added 1 more steal, disrupting the opponent's offensive flow. When the game was on the line, Steph took over. He wasn't just chucking threes, he was controlling the pace, finding open teammates, and even battling for rebounds. His step-back 3 in the final minutes, that was the moment you knew he was taking home the MVP. But here's the shocker. Nikola Jokic just said he wants to be like Steph Curry.
I mean, he won a lot of things here, and his support, especially, he has his feeling, and I think I hope I can do something like that in Denver.
He is saying is that he wants to change basketball in his own way, just like Steph did. Curry changed the game with his three-point revolution. Jokic and Curry aren't just stars, they're system changers. They don't just dominate, they force teams to rethink how basketball is played. But here's the big question: is Jokic trying to build a dynasty in Denver just like Curry did in Golden State? The Warriors changed the league with their team-first, three-point heavy play style. The Nuggets are now one of the most dominant teams, with Jokic leading their pass-first high IQ offense. Both players are franchise cornerstones, loved by their cities and committed to one team. Their paths might be different, but one thing is clear. Jokic sees Curry's influence and he wants to leave his own legendary mark on the game. The question is, can he do it? He's still elite, even in his mid-30s. This silences doubters who said he's declining. Proves he can thrive in any format, whether regular season, playoffs, or all-star games. Steph Curry just reminded everyone he's still that guy. Whether it's the regular season, the playoffs, or even a new-look all-star game, he finds a way to dominate. And with this MVP award, he's once again cementing his legacy as one of the greatest to ever play this game. Draymond Green, Curry's longtime teammate, wasn't surprised. He straight up said,
"I'm going to follow Jimmy Butler. I'm going to follow Steph Curry. And we're going to follow those two guys right to a championship."
Meanwhile, Kyrie Irving, who has faced Curry in multiple finals, had an interesting take. He admitted,
Yeah, well, me and Steph's relationship is, ultra competitive. That's where it started from, just because we didn't really know each other coming into the league. And, to see him ascend to the places he's been, and two-time MVP, I'm on record saying that, he's been the guy for our generation for a while.
Stephen Smith called Curry the closest thing to a godlike figure in the Bay Area and said the Warriors owe him everything.
I think it's increased it exponentially so. The fact of the matter is you have the greatest shooter on God's green earth that is still a superstar in this league playing for the Golden State Warriors, although I would have liked to have seen him in the three-point shooting contest last night, fellas, since that is his home turf.
NBA Twitter went wild after Curry won MVP. Some fans called him the undisputed greatest shooter ever. Others, well, some said the new All-Star format makes MVP awards less meaningful. But let's be real, 20 points, 10 rebounds, and clutch shooting, that's MVP level anywhere. Let's not forget, this season has been anything but easy for Stephen Curry. Injuries, struggles, and doubt, he's faced it all. Some even started questioning if he's still an elite player. But, as he's done time and time again, he proved them all wrong. Curry hasn't been at 100% this season. He's dealt with nagging injuries, missed games, and had to fight through pain just to stay on the court. For any other player, this would be a major setback. But for Steph, it's just another challenge to overcome. Missed multiple games due to knee soreness and ankle issues, had to adjust his minutes to avoid wear and tear. At times struggled with consistency due to his health. The Warriors haven't been the same dominant team we're used to seeing. The roster isn't as deep, the young players are still developing, and some key veterans have been inconsistent. Warriors fighting just to stay in the playoff race. Draymond Green's suspensions and injuries have hurt the team. Klay Thompson has had ups and downs. His shooting hasn't been as automatic. Young players like Kuminga and Moody are still developing. At times, it felt like Curry was carrying the team by himself, just like he did before the Warriors became a dynasty. The doubters started talking again, and when things got tough, the critics came out. They said Curry was getting too old. They said his best years were behind him. Some even questioned whether he could still lead the Warriors to another championship. Curry is 36 now. Can he still dominate? Without a super team, can he really carry the Warriors? Is this the beginning of the end for Steph Curry? But here's the thing, Steph Curry has heard this all before. This isn't the first time people have doubted him. It happened before his first championship, it happened when Durant left, and it happened before his 2022 Finals MVP run. Instead of slowing down, he worked harder. Instead of backing down, he stepped up. And when the moment came, he showed up big. Steph Curry didn't just win another MVP, he redefined the way basketball is played. The NBA we see today, the fast-paced, three-point heavy, positionless style, that's all because of him. Before Curry, teams built around dominant big men and mid-range scorers. Now, every team, from high school to the pros, structures their offense around three-point shooting. Before Curry, NBA teams averaged about 18 three-point attempts per game. In today's league, that number has more than doubled to over 35 attempts per game. Players once feared taking deep threes, now it's expected. A decade ago, only a handful of players were even allowed to take deep threes. Now, every position on the floor is expected to be a shooting threat. Big men, guards, even centers. If you can't shoot, you're a liability. That's the Curry effect. It's not just guards trying to shoot like Curry. Even the big men have adapted. Look at Nikola Jokic, a 7-footer, a center, playing like a guard, hitting deep threes, running the offense. Would Jokic be playing this way 20 years ago? Probably not, but today it's normal. Joel Embiid now shoots threes regularly. Anthony Davis, once a pure post player, now plays like a stretch four. Even Giannis is developing his three-point shot because of today's game. Curry didn't just make shooting cool, he forced everyone to evolve. If you can't stretch the floor, you get played off the court. And that's exactly why today's big men have changed their approach to the game. Young guards are learning to shoot first, pass second. coaches build entire game plans around spacing and deep shots. Defenses are forced to adjust like never before. Steph Curry didn't just break records, he broke the traditional rules of basketball. The game will never be the same again, and it's all because of him. What do you think? Is Steph still at the top of his game? And can Jokic really play like him? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that like button, and subscribe for more NBA content. See you next time.